Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, globalization has come into our life since many decades ago. This globalization also has changed many aspects of our life and created a world without borders. During this globalization era, we have more opportunity to get information, technology, and products from other countries. We can say that nowadays our world is connected with each other as a result of cultural exchange and trade among nations. This globalization is representing us so many benefits. We can get some information easier, we can get some good technology, there are a lot of job opportunities, and many more things. But when the coronavirus pandemic came into our life, there are a lot of changes happening not only in our country, but in every country as well. Lockdown in every country made international access to be more difficult. It means that during this pandemic, globalization cannot really affect the countries. As a result, many countries all over the world are experiencing economic recession because of this pandemic situation. Ladies and gentlemen, as the citizen of our country and also as the world citizen, we have to work together to not make this pandemic as the end of the globalization that can make the situation among the countries become worse. So what we really should do, especially as a young generation in this pandemic situation which is happening in the globalization era? Well, the answer is, during this pandemic situation, we have to be superior so that we can still utilize the globalization both in the present and future. Well, superior here doesn't mean that we have to be better or more powerful than anybody. But what I mean with superior is that we have to be successful, be persistent, and be a warrior. Ladies and gentlemen, the very first thing we need to do during this pandemic is be successful. Well, success is not just always about position and money. Be successful means that during this pandemic situation, we have to achieve our goal, no matter how small or big it is. If we want to be good in academic, then we have to study hard to achieve that. And when we succeed to be good in academic, then we can say that we are successful. So that is the real meaning of being successful. During this pandemic, we really have to start setting our goals and achieving that. By setting goals, we will have an obvious purpose in our life, and it will be easier for us to know how we can be a successful person because of that goals. Since we are now living in the pandemic and globalization, we can start developing our ability from our own home so that we are ready to face this globalization and become successful in facing it. We know that in this globalization era, we will not only compete with the people from our country, but also the people from other countries. Well, during this pandemic situation, we can still do many things to make us be more ready and become successful in facing this globalization both in the present and future. We can start from small things such as doing our hobbies. By doing our hobbies, we can create a new habit, and slowly but sure, our hobbies can turn into an ability or skill. By having this kind of ability is absolutely a plus point in facing the globalization. Well, besides doing our hobbies, we also can do a lot of things during this pandemic to express our creative ideas. We can try to develop our ability by joining some competitions such as speech, debate, or essay competition. Through these competitions, we really can deliver our creative ideas or our suggestions toward a specific issue. We can express and suggest the people about what we should do during this pandemic, how we can overcome economic recession during this pandemic, how we can utilize this globalization era, and many more things. We also can join a virtual conference, youth summit, and other events held virtually during this pandemic. By doing all of these things, it will not only give us awareness about this pandemic and globalization, but also it means that we also utilize what globalization has given to us, which is technology. By developing our ability, expressing our creative ideas, and utilizing technology during this pandemic, I believe we'll be more ready and successful in facing the pandemic and globalization both in the present and future. Well, the second thing we need to do is be persistent. After doing all of the things to become more successful in facing the pandemic and globalization, the only thing we need to do is be persistent. We really need to be persistent on what we have already started. In developing our creative ideas to become an ability, we cannot just doing it once, twice, or 3 times, but we have to do it every time. We have to be persistent to maximize our possibility in achieving our goals during this current globalization. And once we succeed to achieve our goal, we also still need to be persistent to maintain our successness. By being persistent, we will not only maximize our opportunity in achieving our goals, but we also can be more organized in doing our activity. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the last thing we need to do is be a warrior. Well, it doesn't mean that we have to fight in the warfare, having many weapons and something just like that. But be a warrior means that we need to have the warrior characteristic within ourselves. Well, at least there are two important warrior characteristics that we should have. The first characteristic is focus on what we want. When we've already set a goal, we just need to focus on that goal and ignore everything that can detain us in achieving our goals. Well, the second characteristic we should have is having resilience and never give up. Every time we meet obstacles in achieving our dream, we need to keep calm and get up to achieve our dream back. By having this resilience, we will be stronger than ever. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those are all of the things we can do during this pandemic to optimize and utilize the globalization. So what are you waiting for? Let's be superior in facing this current pandemic and globalization. Thank you.